All right, so I'm pretty excited. I had an opportunity to pick up one of these Genmitsu Jinsoku Z4 handheld lasers. So I do have a larger laser unit that's connected to. I've got a CNC in the garage. I think it's been in some of my other videos, but it's a MP CNC, and then I've got a laser module head on it. Um, and I like it, but I do find that sometimes the kids just want to do a little craft or arts and arts and crafts kind of thing, and setting that laser up is a bit of a pain. So when I saw this, I was pretty excited. In theory, it should allow me to do quicker, smaller jobs, stuff that the kids might enjoy. So I thought I would share the unboxing. So this is, like I said, the Jinsuku Soku, sorry, um, laser unit. So this is a portable unit. So I'll pull everything out here and we'll take a look at it. So in the box, we've got, it's all labeled. So you get an instruction manual. Looks like probably the laser unit, the safety cage, power adapter, some tools and accessories, and safety glasses. So I'm just going to set this down here and pull these guys out. So there's the power adapter, the included safety glasses, some tools and accessories box. So that's the shield. So the shield's supposed to act, oh, okay, interesting. It's got a fan on it here, you can see. And then you can see there's a pin connector right there. So that's what's going to provide power to that fan. So that's pretty cool. And it is exhausting. The direction, I don't know if we can see the direction arrow on the fan, but the way the fan is oriented, it's pushing air out of the cavity, which is cool. And there is, when it's set down, there's a little bit of a gap here, so I'm assuming to bring some air in. That's pretty neat. And then, interesting, so the laser unit is here. So there's a fair bit of weight to it. I wasn't totally expecting that, but it is heavier. It's a little smaller than I was thinking, but it's also a little heavier. The laser unit's a little heavier, so that's kind of interesting. So there you can see that pin connector, and you can see the mirrors and the laser unit inside. So it is a metal housing with this little handle. There's a fan on the top, and then on the back we've got the power connector, and then a couple of USB options. So as far as I understood, this can be done from a smartphone, or you can connect it to a PC. So I do have a copy of Lightburn. I will give that a try and see what that looks like. There is some sort of button here. Not totally sure what that does, but this and this basically just magnetically go together. That's awesome. Super cool. Okay, so there we've got the laser, and that's everything in the box. The box is empty at this point. So we'll just round out the unboxing with the tools and accessories. So we'll open this box, and what do we got? So that box is empty. We've got a USB-C to USB-A cable, so that's nice. Looks like we've got a USB thumb drive, so I'm guessing this has some sort of software on it, so maybe laser GRBL or something along those lines. You've got a little brush, I'm assuming for cleaning off material, and then it looks like a dry erase marker. Yeah, so a little dry erase marker. That's cool. I'll set that aside. The safety glasses will open next. So these, I'm guessing, are, yeah, so they're your standard. They're green lens, red protective lens on here, and a green lens on the safety glass. These are okay, but if you're, and we'll get you started, if you're getting into laser engraving and and you know you're gonna like it, or you know you're gonna have to wear these for a while, I would recommend picking up a little bit nicer pair. The ones that are included are certainly serviceable. They're good for safety protection. but they're not very comfortable. If you have to wear them for any amount of time, these do hurt. I haven't tried this specific pair. It does have some adjustable arms, so that's nice. But I did have a similar pair, and they just weren't that comfortable. So I'll give these a try. But the last pair I had that were similar to this were not that comfortable. But that's fine. It's enough to get you started. So the power adapter box here, we open that up. So there is a external power brick here. It's a 12 volt, 5 amp, 60 watt output power adapter. You can see all that. And then just a 2-prong plug for plugging it in. So I'll go over to the manual bag here because there was something extra in here. Okay, so it looks like you got, some little cardboard pieces, maybe just to do some test engravings on. So you get about 4 or 5 cardboard cards to play with, looks like. Nothing spectacular. It would have been nice to include maybe a little bit of balsa wood or something like that to do something fun, but you do get a product manual, which is great. So as expected, yeah, the USB drive has the manual, USB, our Windows USB driver, and a few sample engraving files on it. So that's cool. I believe there is an app for this as well. It goes over how to use. So yeah, USB, USB port from rotation module. So I know there is some sort of stand you can buy for this as well. Yeah, they list it as craft paper and then a marker. And an optional rotation add on to engrave cylindrical objects. Additional USB cable is required. That's cool. So there is some sort of rotary attachment for this. This would be a great little size if you're doing cups or tumblers or whatnot. I didn't actually know that was an option. So there is a rotary piece you can get for that, as well as a stand. The stand looked interesting. I am kind of interested in picking up the stand at some point. So there's a quick action. So short press once to preview the laser path, press again to stop, long press once to engrave, long press again to cancel engraving. During engraving, short press to stop engraving, short press again to continue. So you do have a little button, that's this little guy on the handle, that you can press to have things happen. It's kind of cool. All right. So yeah, there's some discussion around the download and software setup. There is an app download. I will demo that a little bit later. It allows you to do, it looks like some over-the-air updates, some different things in the app. So like I said, I will do another video where I actually get the cell phone out and we run through the install and give it a try. So that's pretty good. Includes the driver. It does look like there's some included laser software. I can't quite make out what it's based on, but there is some laser software that is included. It looks similar to Laser GRBL. I haven't checked, but I do have Lightburn. I'm not sure if it is compatible, but I will give it a shot at some point. But yeah, I think overall this looks like a great little size, and will do kind of what I was hoping. So the idea of the shroud is that it's the right height. So if you had something like this little piece of paper, it's the shroud is set up at the right height for your focus. So as long as the material is set kind of like that, I can engrave on top of that. So you do need to make sure, I guess in this case, the material kind of has to be a bit bigger than the base of the shroud, because if it goes inside like this paintbrush would, you're going to have a bit of a problem, because now you are not at the right height, right? If it goes totally inside, I now have to make up this difference. So that's where the height stand is kind of useful. So as long as the thing you're trying to engrave is bigger than this footprint, you should be just fine. You can just set it, if I wanted to engrave on this manual, I can set it on and engrave that part of the manual. If I wanted to engrave you know, on this box, again, I can just set it on and it's at the right focus height, which is perfect. But let's say I wanted to do something like, you know, try and engrave on this USB key. I haven't actually checked if it can do any sort of metal, but as you can see, it's in the shroud. So now the focus height isn't going to be right. So I would need to do something, you know, whether that's to cut out some cardboard and inlay the, like cut out some cardboard and build it up so that it could sit like that, and get the USB drive at the right height, or buy the little stand, I guess is the other option. But you would need to do something to raise that up a bit. So it is interesting the size of cardboard they chose to give you. Um, it's not the same size as the shroud. It is fine. It will sit over top of it, so that's good. But yeah, just kind of interesting that they give you that. I did get, it's not related to this specifically, but it is for this, and I hope they will work. But I did at the same time pick up some of these. They're just little wood hexagons. Again, I thought it was going to be more fun just for the kids to play with, but looking at it, I can do it that way. That's a little unstable. So we'll have to play with that to see if we can engrave on these, because they are just, like, they're just going inside. So I may have to do what I talked about, maybe take some cardboard, you know, find some similar thickness cardboard and cut out a little piece to make it fit so that I can actually, you know, set the laser on at the right height. But like I said, in the next video, I'll get it kind of tested and fired up, and we'll do some engraving. So very excited to have this. I think it'll be lots of fun. And I can't wait to see what the kids dream up to do with it. So thanks for your time.